Hi everyone, it's me, Carlos. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are going to be reviewing a few products that, to be completely honest, I had no clue they even existed. I really didn't. But you're wondering, what products are you talking about, Carlos? Because yeah, you didn't tell us yet. Clearly I didn't tell you. So the few products I'm going to be reviewing are these little suckers right here. And literally, they are tiny. They call them bite-size mini palettes, I guess, or bite-sized palettes. I don't know, you guys, but they are from e.l.f. Cosmetics. They're over a year old. They only retail for $3. And I'm like, that's a really good budget-friendly mini quad bite-size, however you want to call it, palette. So the question of today is the hype over on these suckers? Do they even work? And is the $3 price point really cheap or just really good bang for your buck? You know what? Let's just figure out that together. Alright you guys, so let's just get right into the video. So as you can see, I have a total of 5 of these suckers right here. So let me go ahead and show you really quickly on what these actual mini bite-size, however you want to call it. Technically the correct term, if I look at this right, it is bite-size shadow. No, seriously, like, doesn't even say like if it's a quad, even though there are 4, so technically it is a quad. You get what I'm trying to say, right? So this particular palette, it is called Hot Jalapeno. It's actually a pretty cool or beautiful, I tell you, my words today. Anyways, colors in there. So the next one I have right here, this is Very Bad. So the next palette, or the bite-sized palette, is cute. I can never say that word right. It's a berry. Acai you. Anyways, but those are really nice purples. So then we have Carnival Candy. These are actually really pretty, like these shades all together. Really nice, actually. So, and then the last palette that I have is Rose Water. Again, these shades right here, completely up my alley. Gorgeous, like seriously. So these retail for $3. So when I saw them like $3, yeah, $3, that's what I'm talking about, right? Comparison to like $50, I'm like shaking the microphone. I hope I don't sound like seriously. Anyways, you guys. All right, you guys. So you know what? Let's go ahead and create a look and see if, especially for $3, because $3 you're like, ooh, that may not work, but you know what I mean, right? Especially for $3, let's see if we can create a look. So I'm actually going to go into 2 of these bite-sized palettes. So the 2 palettes I'm going to go into Very Bad and Icy. You know what I'm trying to say? Icy. I give up. Anyways, you guys, hot mess. So the first shade I'm going to go into, I'm actually going to go into this really nice color that's right here. I don't know if it has names because clearly on the back it's very minimal. Just has the ingredients, the directions, no shade name. So it is what it is for $3. What do you expect? But let's go ahead and try to create a look. So I'm going to go into this shade right here. I've never, to be completely honest, never used any e.l.f. products in terms of eye products, not once. So for me, this is going to be a true test in the sense of like, do these actually apply well? Is there pigment? Is it blendable? You get what I'm trying to say, especially for $3. I ain't trying to be shady, but anyways, you guys, so I'm going to go right here and I'm just going to just like go into the outer corner of my eye again. I'm not having any expectations because again, for $3, what do you expect? But we will find out. All right, okay. There's a little pigment there. So let me go ahead and work this out a little bit. If you guys have tried these bite-sized palettes, let me know below, please, because I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this particular collection. Are they worth it, especially for $3? Wow, you see, I have not gone back into that pan and I'm still getting some payoff. Okay, so far, that is pretty good actually. One time, and this is what I got so far. pigment is good. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. This eye right here, you probably can see it. There's a little bit of texture there, and I always have difficulties in blending over that texture. It's just so hard to buff. So let's just keep going and see what happens. Alright you guys, so I was able to go ahead and apply that particular shade on both of the eyelids. So the next shade I'm going to go into the next palette, which is the Berry Bad. And I'm actually going to go right into this lighter shade right here. And I'm going to apply it right next to the shade that I already applied. So I'm going to go ahead into this particular brush right here. Whew. There's a lot of product coming out. Kid you not. Alright, so let's go ahead, just apply that in the inner corner of my eye, right in the middle. I don't know why I said the inner corner. I meant to say in the middle of the eye. Anyways, I'm special. So let me just go ahead and apply that right here. Now that shade is pretty light, so I may have to go in there a few times. If anything, if I need to, I could just not tap it off, the excess, just in case that might be a shade that is a little bit more sheer. It could be more of a shade that's more of a transitional shade too, just because it is a little bit lighter, but so far I am seeing it. So it isn't bad. The payoff in terms of pigment, it's very light, but it isn't horrible either. No. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and finesse this a little bit more, and then we'll get on to the next shade. So I was able to go ahead and apply both eyelids with that particular shade right there, so it's pretty subtle. So now the next shade that I'm going to go into a Berry Bad one more time, but this time I'm going to go into this nice darker rich color right here, and I'm going to go with a more of a like a narrow smaller brush. This way I can apply it in the inner corner of my eye. Now I'm hoping that this doesn't have a really strong pigment. We will find out. But I want to apply this right here, and then this way it kind of blends in really softly with the middle shade that I just used. Actually, it's not that bad. Alright you guys, so I was able to go ahead and finish applying that inner color to my eye. I'm going to go into this shade right here. I'm just going to apply that right on top of this last shade that I used. I'm hoping I'm able to use a brush, and it isn't one of those metallic shades where you have to go in there with a finger or a beauty brush or beauty sponge to actually get some color payoff. Hopefully that made sense. I don't know. And the reason why I'm applying it here, just so I can have a little bit more color pop through, because you know on the outer corner of my eye is still a little bold, so I still want to be able to kind of like bring out the shades a little bit more, even though it's more of a matte. I'm hoping that this will actually help increase the look just by visually looking in the corner of the middle of the eye, not the corner, but the middle of the eye. Oh my God, the words, I tell you, this video is gonna be a hot mess. Let me just take a look. Let me see. Do I see any payoff? It's minimal. I'm gonna try to use my finger next if this doesn't work. I mean, there's product on the brush, but so far, I mean, it's picking up. I mean, it's not like it's not. It's not like it's not. That made no sense. All right, I do see it. I'm not gonna say that I don't. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go with the first brush that I used for this color right here, and I'm just gonna glide over these together to kind of blend these shades together. Yeah. This way it doesn't look like it's such a harsh line between those two shades. This way there's a nice transition between them both. I don't want to continue doing it together, because then it's going to make the eye look a little bit muddy, and you definitely don't want to do that, because if you do that, then what you're creating is like a one eyeshadow color look, and that's not exactly what you're wanting to achieve. You want to make sure that it looks really smooth and effortlessly together, but with the definition of seeing the multiple colors that you created. Hopefully that makes sense, you guys. So I'm going to go into one last shade to complete the overall look. So I'm going to go into a new palette. The palette that I'm going to go into is Rose Water. And the reason why I decided to go into this particular palette, because this actually had the most lightest pink right here. And I'm going to apply that on below the brow bone area, just to kind of give some color there. Because if you notice, there is no color. And I'm hoping if I get a brush that that shade will actually just lightly increase the look by lifting up the, not lifting up, but kind of giving a little bit more definition to it. Hopefully that makes sense, you guys. But let me go ahead and apply this here. So far, I didn't use a finger. I did use a brush, as you can see. And I do see a look. Now, this is where I struggle. Right there, there's texture on my eyelid. And this is the reason why I didn't want to go too high up with that blue shade, because I knew that once I did that, I tell you, it was going to really be hard to buff out. But now with that lighter shade, you can see it, but it's not like it stands out. But this shade right here that I just got done using, it has some color. It really does. I'm surprised, to be completely honest. All right, you guys, so that completes the overall look. I did not do anything else in terms of the actual look itself, meaning I didn't put any mascara on, I didn't put any falsies, I didn't put any foundation or any lip gloss or lipstick as well. The reason for that is because I really want the products, these particular bite-sized mini eyeshadow palettes, however you want to call them. I really wanted these to be more of the focus point of the review. And the reason for that is because they are $3. They have been out a little bit over a year now. My purpose of the video was to say, or was to basically review, was $3 going to actually be able to help you create a look on a easy friendly, budget friendly makeup product review, however you want to call it. Clearly the word's not coming out of my mouth. Anyways, you guys, so okay, with that being said, let me give you my thoughts and opinions about the products themselves. In terms of the price point, very good price point. In terms of the packaging, super adorable. They are bite-sized, meaning they are really, really tiny. You get 4 shades, hence the reason why they're called a quad. I do like the fact that they're different shades altogether, meaning that they're not all the same. So like you have these greens, and then you also have a gold, and you have a dark shade that's over here. That's pretty cool because you're actually getting 4 different shades. I mean, you're getting 2 greens in a sense, but then you still get 2 that are not greens. You still got gold ones. So that's actually really nice. And that is the same thing with over here. Now, if you want to stick with kind of like pink and mauves, you got that right here. So again, these, you got purples and somewhat blues, shimmers. Again, for me, in terms of that, great. Now, the quality of the actual pigmentation, if that's even a word, the pigment is there. However, I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but I mean, it's not bad. I had to work at it, had to finesse it a little bit. It is, and it can be a little blotchy in some parts on your eye look, if that makes any sense. So what that means is that you will have to go back into one of these palettes a little bit longer than you would with maybe another different palette that you would normally use. And I get that. I get it because of the overall price point. You're not going to get a Pat McGrath type of product versus a $3 e.l.f. product. What do you expect? However, in terms of the price point, it did perform pretty good. So I cannot fault that in terms of that. Again, you guys, if you've used these products, definitely leave a comment below. Let me know how was your experience using these particular products. Would I buy these again? Absolutely. I wouldn't say I wouldn't just because I had to buff it out a little bit more. No, that isn't going to turn me away from purchasing the product. I just honestly do believe that these are really nice, especially entry-level makeup products to purchase. If you're like, I really want to try out makeup. I don't have 50 bucks to spend on a palette. Okay, you know what? Here's $50. Buy yourself a few e.l.f. bite-size quad mini palettes. Call it a day. Get yourself a good foundation, drugstore mascara. You know what, you got yourself a whole nice makeup collection. Granted, the quality in terms of performance, you just may have to finesse it a little bit, but that's perfectly fine, you guys. All in all, I'm not really disappointed with the products whatsoever. I think it's still a really good, practical, usable product that you can use and you still can create some really good looks. Anyways, you guys, definitely, if you haven't done so already, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this overall look. I think it was pretty nice. I achieved something, and that's what matters the most. It means that I'm able to work with the product. And you know what? In my pocket, it is a-okay. Until then, make sure y'all brush your teeth, wash your culo, and subscribe. Until then, take care. Bye now.